All right. It says we are live. Here we go. Turn on the comments. Come over here. And we are live, my friend.
Just got the notification.
All right. Wait for a few people to come in here, but yeah, so happy Thanksgiving, Ryan.
Same, dude.
Yeah. We had like I mentioned before, we're having some remodeling done in our kitchen. So my house is in shambles right now. But luckily, my sister-in-law lives around the corner from me, and so we were there most of the holiday on Thursday and then yesterday too. Hey, Bill, welcome whoever is here back to Saturday Day Live. Where it's basically me and Ryan just talking some toys, related issues, things like that. First and foremost, right at the top, another big thank you to Bill Janowski, the Dork Lair, the man behind the Dork Lair, for permitting us to go live through the Dork Lair's collectors group. Hey, Trevor, what's going on, man?
Going
We
on,
very much
Trevor?
appreciate it. Also, I was just telling Ryan that if I set this up correctly, we are simulcasting both through the Dork Lair collectors group and on my YouTube channel. So hey guys, hey Amber, hey Trevor, hey Bill.
Oh,
Ryan,
Amber's there.
yep. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Just living life. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. We were talking about it a little bit before we hopped on, but I mentioned I think to you before that we're having a little bit of remodeling done in our townhouse to our kitchen, doing some kitchen work in there. So my house is kind of in shambles. So we're like living down here in the basement. We have our fridge down here, microwave down here, and then the bedrooms upstairs. But then the first floor is like um, completely in shambles as we get the work done. But luckily, my sister-in-law lives around the corner with her family, and so we spent all day Thanksgiving and all day there yesterday. So it was very very cool. Oh, thanks, Bill. That's awesome. Yeah. So again, for everybody that's checking us out, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. This was a brainchild of Ryan's, which I thought was a great idea. So we could just talk toys and hang out. And I'm literally just learning how to use StreamYard um, over the past couple of weeks. So I'm trying to do something new and a little bit better every week. So I apologize if there's any snafus. There may be, but
Dude, I just realized the background. Oh my, I was staring at it. I was like, why does that look so familiar?
yeah. So anybody that was here last week heard me herald Ryan's photography, especially over the last few months, man. I think Ryan's been killing it. So what I did was I pulled some of his photos, and this is a Ryan Gonzalez original right here. Okay, can
I,
you? That's the background for our live here. Ryan, can you tell us anything about this photo?
so obviously that's the Furious Four, and the fountain is the Alexander Deshaw, I believe, Drunk Gizmo Customs. That's from him. I got that at Legion's Con, and the rock wall I did myself, and then the pillars, if you can see them, are Crashbox, and so is the floor.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, sorry. Sorry. So listen, like I said, I'm still figuring all this out. But I was trying to move our pictures around so people could see the background a little bit better. But what do you mean you made the rock wall?
Yeah, I wanted like a mountain-esque like backdrop kind of, so I just took it upon myself and basically got a knife and I just started cutting, and that's what I ended up with. I got a little bit of the fake grass from Michaels.
Uh huh.
I thought it turned out pretty good. I mean, it was like my first actual time trying to build like a dio
Dude,
piece.
I didn't even know you made that part. That's freaking amazing, man. That's awesome. Um, if for anybody that's not following Ryan already, make sure I get this right, Ryan, on Instagram at Toy Goof and Gons. Do I have that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Because I have a little folder of called Ryan G Photos over here, um, and this was one of the Hold on 1 second. See if this will work. All right, here I'm going to save that because I've got something coming up anyway. But if you're not following Ryan anyway on Instagram, check him out. You can see all his photos. This one really jumped out at me, man, and really, 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 you're doing an awesome job on the photography recently. And I didn't even know that you were trying your hand at building dials too.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate all the kind words because, like I was saying last time, I mean, I'm my own biggest critic and I'm like overly hard on myself. So everything that I do, I think it sucks. But it's nice to hear once in a while, like that people actually like it.
Well, rest assured, I haven't seen none of your photos suck, and they're getting, I think, really, really good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, what's up to the chat here? So, already said what's up to some of these people here. Bill, Trevor, Amber, Brick something. What's going on, man? Carlo, what's up to everybody who is checking us out? Thank you so much for being here. And just talking some toys, man. I don't know, man. You want to get right into it here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we have a couple of topics here, but the biggest one that I saw was boom. So there have been Black Friday deals going on, completely insane, right? Completely insane this week. Everything from Entertainment Earth, BBTS has had a bunch of stuff. Um, I forget there, but there's been a ton of ridiculous deals going on. Super Seven had some stuff going on recently, and some of it was just completely nuts. So I got some photos here that I pulled out that hopefully this works. But did you grab anything from Black Friday yet? Yet?
No, I mean, not toy wise. I don't know if you noticed, I did grab a new webcam. That's about it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, here. So, all right. So earlier in the week, maybe it was like I think it was Wednesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday that started getting notifications about this some of these Entertainment Earth Black Friday deals that were going up from getting the notifications from Toy Bro and Preternia. And of course, what we have here is this is one of Bill's photos from the Entertainment Earth round one, I'm going to call it, because there's some new specials going on right now. The first one was this movie realization, the Mandalorian and Grogu set that was available for $54.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's which is just insane. I don't remember how much it is retail, but I can tell you right now on their site, it's sold out again, but the list price is $119 and it says the regular price is like $139. So I don't know what it was actually going on for retail. And to be honest with you, this is not even really it's a cool set.
Yeah.
And like I like it, but it's not totally up my alley, so I never tried to get it before. But honestly, for this price, for basically 40% off or 50% off, whatever the actual regular price was, I figured I had to. What's the worst case scenario? If I sell it
Yeah.
later, marked up a little bit from what I paid, I should at least get my money back, maybe even a little bit more. But I hopped all over this Entertainment Earth sale earlier this week, and I got a few things. You have any thoughts on this set here, Ryan?
I don't. I'm more of a casual Star Wars fan, but $54, you can't beat it.
Yeah,
Especially like you said, the resale value is there.
yeah, that's what I figured. And I know some people really love this line where it's kind of like, they're taking like Star Wars characters and, viewing them through the lens of like old school, like a samurai style or whatever. And it does look awesome. It's just has never been my thing, especially for the price. But I see Brick something is saying it in the chat here. The Mando and Grogu set at $54 was a steal.
Absolutely.
So I had to grab that one. Also, I ended up doing a weird thing with this sale. So Entertainment Earth also had Toxie. So a Super 7 Ultimates Toxic Crusader. This is the glow in the light one. So he's kind of made in this glow in the dark plastic, and then you put him in the sunshine, and he kind of turns red. Um, and the funny thing is, I already have this guy. I already have this figure, but in this sale, it was $15. 15
Wow.
for this for this thing, which is just insane. And I was like, I got to get another one. What's the worst case scenario? If I leave one in the package or figure out something else to do with it, or sell it, or who knows. But I was like, $15. I bought it even though I already still had it. Did you have you ever? I thought we talked about Toxie a little bit last week. Maybe I'm wrong. Or were you interested in that stuff at all, or no?
I so I got the not this glow in the dark. They did a glow in the dark one previous where it didn't the what is that? The sunlight changing
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
I just got the regular glow in the dark one that they did. I believe it was an Entertainment Earth exclusive.
Mhm.
That's the only one I've got. If had I known this was 15, I would have jumped all over that.
Yeah, it was like some of this stuff was just completely crazy. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the second one, but for $15, I figured it was worth finding out, right?
Yo, yeah.
All right. Here's another shot of the Toxie here, and then here this is the next one. So this was, I think both of these figures were at one time Entertainment Earth exclusives. Um, Glow in the dark, Mutagen Man, Super 7 Ultimates, and then the Jada Toys Glow in the dark, Creature from the Black Lagoon here. Again, I already have both of these figures. I like Glow in the dark. I like both of these characters. And as a matter of fact, this creature is the only figure I have from the Jada Toys Universal Monster line, and I think it's very cool. I love both. I bought them again as a set during this Black Friday sale, and the reason why is because this whole set was $26. So $26 for two, and I was
Yeah.
like, again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with a spare of each of these two figures, but for $26, I figured it was worth finding out.
Plus, you were saying that you love glow in the dark stuff last time, right?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
huge,
so
huge
why
fan.
not?
Yeah, so I don't even again, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with them, but, like, again, this was just such a nutty sale. So, kinda like by comparison, Super 7's having a Black Friday sale too, and I think just earlier today, I think it ended, they were doing, like, 15% off all reaction, and there are some reaction figures that I like a lot. The card art's really insane. Some of the reaction figures I think are pretty cool. The thing is, they're kind of expensive to begin with,
Yeah.
for a 5 POA retro figure like that. A lot of them come in at like 20 bucks almost. So you start off at a price that, I feel like is a little too high. I'm willing to pay it sometimes, but I feel like, with that high of a price and then you're taking off 15%, it just, there's something anticlimactic about it after you're getting like a 50, or I don't know what Toxie was originally for, if it was still 45 or if it was under the new $55 price point. When that's coming down to $15, when this
Yeah.
set is $26 for two, it's like 15%. It's not ringing the bell for me this week at least.
I will say this, the reaction figures, the present Super 7 always kills the presentation. I will say that. But like the 5 POA for that price, you are absolutely right. It is kind of like a slap in the face almost.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just I think they pay a lot for licensing, I assume. And you're right. They spend a lot on the packaging, and a lot of, reaction collectors probably just leave them right in the package. Like I've got a couple of Transformers reactions. Like I've got the Devastator reaction figure, so he's even a little bit bigger. Uh,
Yeah.
and I've never taken him on the package, like out of the package. It's just a very cool presentation like that. But I'm sure I'll get some reaction in the future. But compared to the deals that we're getting this week, it's just it's it pales in comparison.
It's a great time to be a collector.
Yeah. All right. So Entertainment Earth also had the Navarro Cantina set here, marked down from like 50 something down to like $30. and this was a set. And I am a TVC collector, although I've cooled down a little bit. And so I was kind of into this set. Um, and I even had it like in my cart, like at Target one time. Sorry, I was talking to my son real quick. Sorry about that. So yeah, so this Navarro set, I had it in my cart, like at Target, like more than once, at like the original $50, 50 some price point, and I never actually ended up buying it. Um, and I was like, well, oh, Bill makes a good point here. He said, Bill from Dork Lair says in the chat, I picked up some duplicates of things this week to resupply my giveaway bin. That's another thing. So I figured, like, okay, if I'm going to get another Super 7 Ultimates, a $55 figure for $15, or getting extras of the Creature from the Black Lagoon or the Glow in the Dark Mutagen Man. I mean, if we ever want to, if we ever do giveaways or anything like that, it'd be cool to, like, that's a good way to get like a figure that's worth a lot more than what you're paying, and maybe passing that on to somebody else. Yeah, Bill's right. I was covering my mouth there so I could, like, I'm calling in the play so nobody could see it. Literally, I was just talking to my son because he looked like suspiciously like he was about to turn a YouTube video on the big TV here. So but I took care of that situation, called the audible, and here we go. All right, back to the Navarro Cantina set. Never ended up getting it. The only reason why I got it now, I mean, I thought at some point it would probably go on clearance. This thing's probably had clearance sales before anyway. Um, uh, and I was just sort of waiting for that to happen. And since I was ordering a bunch of other stuff on this Entertainment Earth sale, I figured I'd throw that in there anyway. I always kind of wanted this set. I think there's some cool stuff going on here. I think you get some little bottles and stuff in the stools, and I think you get this Dark Trooper figure as well that actually comes with the set. So, any thoughts on this? I know you're not a big Star Wars guy.
Is this I'm unfamiliar with like the Star Wars scaling. Is this 112 or is that 118?
This is 1/18th. So this is
Oh,
the
okay.
like the 4-inch scale, but still highly articulated. And again, TVC it's a very cool line. I mean, there was a lot of talk even, over the last year or so that TVC, people were preferring it to Black Series, because they're highly articulated, highly detailed figures. So they come in the 4-inch scale, but you've got all the modern articulations. So this set, is taken straight from the Mandalorian TV show. And it comes with one figure, and it fits, that scale, the smaller guys.
I did watch the first season of Mandalorian. I thought it was fantastic, and that does look straight out of. Oh man, that is a great set.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing, and Pulse still has that. It's the Jabba the Hutt chambers, but I think it comes with the Bib Fortuna, that huge for like $200 or $300. That's a TVC set, but it comes with a ton of different accessories and stuff. So listen, if nothing else, a set like this for $30, a bunch of little accessories that you can use in photographs and stuff, I thought was cool. So I threw that in the cart as well and grabbed that. Do you do anything that's not 1/12 these days?
I am strictly 112. I mean, I do have the I guess they're still 112, the Fox Forge toys, the Stardust. I got a couple of those figures. That's like just under 112, like 6-inch,
Hmm.
but still 112, I guess.
Yeah. Um, you know, just because of the nature of the way things are these days, like most of my modern collection is 1/12. Um, and I don't know that I have a scale. If I had to pick which scale in and of itself meant the most to me, it would probably be 375 or 4 inches, because I grew up on Star Wars, GI Joe, Kenner Superpowers, Marvel Secret Wars. Even though the Secret Wars and the Superpowers are a little bit bigger than that. They're more like 4.5, I think, inches. So that's the scale that's more nostalgic, I guess, to me. But really, it kind of depends on the line. I still, like I said, Mythic Legions, Mezco, Super Seven, and then as far as 1/18th scale figures, TVC, and then like Vitruvian Hacks, the Hacks figures would be,
They have great figures.
yeah, unreal. And then I didn't pull any slides for it, but Big Bad Toy Store, their version of the Black Friday sale, they have a couple of Hacks things that are pretty cool. There's both a red skeleton figure and then like an accessory pack that has like wings, a couple of different heads, including like a jack-o'-lantern head, and some feet and different things like that. I think the right around $10, for each.
Damn. Yeah.
And then they're also Vitruvian Hacks did like an advent calendar, but now this one I think was for 2020, and it comes with a bunch of accessories and I think 2 complete figures, and I think it was initially like $80 or something like that, or 80 or 90, between 80 and 90. But now it's on sale for like $50. So now it's 2020, but again, it's all you got to do is count down. If you want to actually treat it like an advent calendar, you can still count it down from whatever day. And I was thinking about grabbing it this time because I'm a sucker
not?
for the little accessories like that and everything. I don't know. And I loved the Mezco advent calendar last year.
Yeah.
I was assuming that if they were going to do another one, we would have heard about it already. So I'm assuming not, right?
I don't, dude, you never know with Mezco, the way they drop things.
Mhm.
It's insane. But I thought it was jam-packed full of great stuff. And then especially with Cousin Eddie just being he was at the end, right?
I
Did
think
you
he was the last.
actually so did you wait to open it up or did you get it and open everything all at once?
Waited. My daughter ended up wanting to kind of just do it with me. She was like into advent
Yeah.
calendars last year, so I mean, we missed like a day or two here or there, so then we might open like 2 or 3 things at once. But we basically stuck to, not more than 1 or 2 things at a time, and so we didn't get the last figure till the end.
Nice. I don't
You know
have that
what's
willpower.
a sleeper in that set was the extra Gomez head. That was like
Yeah.
the shiny green and red. Um, because so right around the same time they did that holiday Gomez, right? Which is
Yes.
that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great set. For those that don't know, it's basically like a Christmas holiday season themed Gomez. He's got like a holiday sweater and a bunch of really crazy accessories. But maybe the one of the biggest draws from that whole set to me was it has the. I hope I'm getting this right. You can let me know if I'm wrong. Excuse me. He comes with the same or very close to the same head as I think the Hazard Squad Gold Commander Gomez. And the difference is, I don't know if you remember, the Hazard Squad Gold Commander Gomez was freaking awesome. He was my first ever Gomez figure, and he had the light up head, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't have a setting where you could kind of like turn it on and turn it off. His head lit up when you actually pushed the button, right?
But you
Which
had to hold it.
Yeah, but you had to hold it, so it made
Yeah.
it difficult to take photos or whatever. But for the holiday and I really hope I'm not getting this wrong. I think I'm right. For the holiday Gomez set, it was the same head, except now you could actually turn the light on and leave it on.
Yo,
Uh,
yeah. I it does stay on. I like to do a Mezco like Christmas picture
mhm,
every year, and
nice.
that is one of the draws. You can see it. I don't know if you have like that, but it is on there.
Sorry, I'm going over here. I'm checking some stuff out here. Sorry, I'm going over here. I'm checking. Okay. Sorry, I was looking over at YouTube, checking out and making sure that still looked good. So yeah. Oh, so the reason why I brought up even the Holiday Gomez set at all, the light up feature is awesome because now you can use that with the Hazard Squad Gold Commander, the whole his whole suit if you want to. Plus, that's a great figure if you want to take the green and red shiny head that's from the Advent calendar set, throw that on the Holiday Gomez, and it's awesome. So, funny story about that. So, when the Holiday Gomez came out, I bought two, right? I bought
Yeah.
I really wanted the set, and then I bought a second one because I'm like, you know what? I'll keep this for like a year, and I bet people will want this again when the holiday season rolls around. So like maybe if somebody needed it, I could sell it, right around this time. Unfortunately, during last year's holiday season, the light up Gomez head that came with the holiday Gomez set, the one that I opened that I was keeping for myself, that head ended up getting stepped on. It
Oh,
mixed in with some stuff and it got stepped on, so it got busted. So at the time, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever, that sucks. But I'll just throw the advent calendar head on that here. So what we're talking about this. Let me just go back to there. Here. So we're talking about the holiday Gomez set. Um, um, I'll just put the advent calendar head on my holiday Gomez. That sucks that the one with the light up feature got broken, but what are you gonna do, right? So now I am, a year later, and I still have that second Holiday Gomez set unopened. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I should just open that second one, take out the light up head and anything else I want, and then maybe just sell the rest of the stuff piecemeal. So I have my whole Holiday Gomez set.
yeah. You can, dude. I see people doing it all the time. Especially because the lights stay on.
Yeah.
That is I know you already said it, but that is absolutely the biggest draw. That's what drew me in because I was gonna skip it, and then it turns out that like it was advertised, I think, in the promo shots that it stays on.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that. So you said you do like a Mezco holiday themed display every year?
Yeah, like I don't do a display, like I do like just a holiday shot, I guess you could say.
Uh-huh.
And last year the caption, it's on my Instagram. The caption is holiday horseplay.
Hmm.
It's it's the holiday Gomez and he has cousin Eddie in like the headlock and he's giving him a noogie and I got a bunch of mezzets around
That's awesome,
and then
man.
I got like the little tree from Michael's from like a train display.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, man. I gotta see your holiday photos this year. Um, I do a holiday display. The funny thing is, like, so much holiday stuff has come out, holiday themed figures in the
Yeah.
last couple of years. It's like now I've got to pick and choose what I'm actually going to use. I've got that holiday Gomez, right? Last year, Super Seven did like a holiday uh, Christmas colors reaction Optimus Prime, which is like metallic but like in blue and green, which is cool. They also did the holiday themed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it
I
was
saw
the
that.
four reaction turtles and like a stocking. I got that too. Um, and then I got the full wave. I guess this is 2 years ago now. The full wave of the holiday Black Series figures, Wave One. Um, and the funny thing about that is, I remember when they first came out, they must have announced them. They being the Hasbro Star Wars team must have announced the holiday wave at like during like a PulseCon or some type of live stream they were doing that year. And I don't remember what it was, but I think I was waiting for something specific that they were going to announce. I don't remember what it was because when they showed the holiday figures with no prior there was I don't think there was any prior warning here. Hold on a second, guys. All right, sorry guys. Talking to my son again real quick. Listen, we gotta work as a team here, guys, because I have a whole floor we can't use. Um, what was I talking about again? Oh, the Star Wars Black Series holiday figures. When they were first initially being announced, Um, I must have been waiting for something else because then when the holiday figures pop up and they're the people that are presenting it are talking about oh, doesn't it look so great? I remember being like, this is going to sound so stupid. And listen, I understand that it's stupid. I get it. I was like almost like pissed. I'm like, what? I'm like, who wants these things? Who wants like Christmas themed? Wow, this is ridiculous. Blah 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 blah. That's so dumb, dude. That initial weekend when they were announced was not over, and I had already pre-ordered like three, gone ahead and pre-ordered three of them, and was mad because I missed out like on one or two of the other ones. So the way Hasbro did this was they did it like basically like a chase or a hunt. So each figure was available through a different means. There was one from Target, one from Walmart, one from Best Buy, one from GameStop. Whatever. So it was like a chase to try to get each one. And I remember the one from Target, which was like the Santa one, the Range Trooper Santa, was sold out like very quickly. Now I ended up getting him anyway because some more came in stock or whatever. But it was just funny that like my first reaction to them was like so negative, and it literally wasn't 24 hours. And I was like, I mean, I really like Star Wars. I really love holidays and decorating for holidays. I'm like, they're basically holiday decorations, Be kind of cool to have
Essentially.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw them up during Christmas and nobody would know. They'd be like, "Oh, that's a cool like
Yeah.
ornament or display piece."
Yeah. So I got that full wave. Were you, I know, like you said, you're only do Star Wars a little bit here and there. Were you interested in the holiday figures at all? Did you think they were dumb? Did you think they were cool? Like you didn't care?
So it's a blanket statement. They didn't like appeal to me,
Mhm.
but for like the Star Wars collectors, I get it, dude. It's a cool draw.
Yeah. Uh, I noticed Bill saying that he loves the Santa Range Trooper I was just talking about, that he lives with the Christmas stuff and gets packed away each year.
Yeah.
Same here. So I haven't opened any of those figures. I've actually got right now. I think it's one, but it's probably going to be past one whole plastic crate that's just got the figures that I put up for my the holiday display. And as a matter of fact, that whole first wave, the Black Series holiday figures, I left them all in the box because I think the packaging looks cool too. It's got like holiday themed decoration on it. Listen, I get it; they're not for everybody or whatever, but they get all packed away with our Christmas stuff every year. And there's a second wave that just came out this year. It was weird because it was actually announced last year, but they didn't come out until this year. And I've got some of those already. There's like a Wookiee that's in all white, so he kind of looks like the Abominable from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's a
I,
C-3PO droid that's in holiday colors.
I think I've seen. Yeah, I might have seen them because it sounds familiar as you're explaining it.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know that they announced those last year though.
yeah, the pictures came out. I think they came out. This I might be wrong about that I'm not sure if they came out before the holiday season, and then they didn't come out, or if maybe they came out maybe in February or something. But they showed pictures of them a long time ago, so if it wasn't a year ago, it was almost a year ago. But they didn't come out until now, and I wonder if they were trying to get them out in time for the holiday season last year to have another wave the next year. Excuse me, and maybe they weren't going to be able to get it done, so they kind of just pulled it to make sure they'd have them available for this year, because there seems to be a lot more stock of this wave two than there was of the wave one. The wave one was actually kind of hard to find and hard to
That's what I
get.
heard.
So that's that. That's my little holiday diatribe. Boom. All right, let's go back here to return to the Black Friday sales here. This is kind of random. This was the last thing that I picked up on the Entertainment Earth Black Friday sale that was announced earlier this week. Now, I don't really do much of the McFarlane figures. This is the figure Blight from the McFarlane DC line. I've only got a couple. I don't really love them as figures. The only one that I actually really like is the Hellbat figure. I don't know. Have you ever seen that one before?
The Hellbat.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound familiar.
It's a pretty cool figure. It's one of the 90 million Batmans he did, but this one
Oh,
is like dressed up in like 1981 metal vibes. He's got like almost like football shoulder pads with spikes and big wings. That one's pretty cool.
The only thing I will say about McFarlane figures is the deluxe figures, they're actually great. Like the standard, I guess you would say 7-inch figures,
Mhm.
not so much. Because I have Bane and
Uh-huh.
I have the mega figure Swamp Thing, and those are both fantastic.
So that was one. The Swamp Thing was actually a part of this sale too, and I was gonna grab them, and then I just didn't. I'm
Yeah.
kind of wishing I did now because that the Mega Fig Swamp Thing looks dope.
Oh, it is. It's like the sculpt is fantastic on that. And I
Yeah.
will say I the figure looks great, but the articulation, he makes like the company makes odd choices with that.
Yeah, I'll it's so I got the Hellbat a while ago, and then I was like in Walmart in like on like a random day. You're like I cruise through the toy aisle, see what's there, just looking for something to buy, just for the heck of it. Impulse buy. And he had I don't remember which version it was, but it was like a blue and gray Batman, right? It's blue and gray Batman. I'm like, all right, let me get this. Blue and gray Batman was like my original Batman from like the early '80s. That's a suit that speaks to me. Then of
Yeah.
course '89 Batman, the Keaton Batman took over later. But let me grab this figure. So I got this blue and gray McFarlane Batman, and it was just garbage. It was like one of those figures where like, all right, I love the blue and the gray, but you take it out of the package and you're like, I hate handling this thing. He would barely stand up. You couldn't get him into any cool poses. The articulation was terrible, and the look wasn't even that good. I mean, one of McFarlane's things is that he sacrifices in the past has sacrificed articulation for the look. Um, and the blue and gray attracted me, but it was just such a bad figure. It turned me off to the whole line, really.
So I did Martian Manhunter is one of my favorite DC characters. I'm a DC fanboy.
Nice.
I love both, but I prefer DC. But Martian Manhunter is one of my favorite characters. I did end up getting the both releases for the older Martian Manhunter look and then like
Mhm,
the new 52 look.
mhm.
And I will say that's a great figure, but still I just wish they had the thigh cuts for just a little bit of thigh articulation.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to put your own thigh cut in?
I did. I watched I believe his name is Bill Maru, if I'm saying it right. Toy
Yep.
Canics. He
Toy
has a live
cans. Yeah.
stream.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, I followed his instructional video and did a couple thigh mods on McFarlane figures.
How'd they work out?
The first ones on the first die cuts I ever did, it was trash. It turned out like garbage. But then the more I did it, the better I got at it. So I did it on the I think I did it on the Manhunter figure,
Mhm.
and that actually you can't even tell that I put it in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a spot where it kind of makes sense for it to be?
Yeah, so when you take the legs off of the hips, you actually pop out the part where it attaches to the hips, and then you kinda go halfway down that, and then that gives you the, spin without it actually popping off. Because if you go too low, it won't
Mhm.
catch the peg anymore.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to do that with this one. The only reason why I know nothing about the Blake character, nothing at all. I don't know anything about it. But um, when I saw this photo announced like months ago, I'm like, man, that's a really cool figure. I like the translucent green. I like how you can kind of see the head inside this. Like, I don't even know what's going on with this character, but I love the color scheme. I love the translucence. And I basically told myself, you know what? You see, the one of the cool things about the McFarlane line, what I'll give him is his distribution's nuts. Like, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get almost any figure. There's always McFarlane figures in. I don't know how it is by you, but by me at my local Walmart, I can pick up. There's at least three or four, maybe five or six different McFarlane figures any given day.
So, we get ours a little later, but it does end up making it, and I haven't had any trouble finding any McFarlane figures that I'm actually looking for. But the Blight, if you said you don't know where he's from, he's a Batman Beyond character.
Hmm.
Went with so his backstory is he fell into something and he became irradiated, kind of like the Joker backstory, but
With
more
radiation.
toxic. Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
I just thought he looked cool, and like I did actually see him, I think one time in a Target, and it was one of those things where it's like, all right, now I've seen him. I was like, if I see him again, I'll know it's meant to be, and then I'll pick it up, right? And then
So this is
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry. This is actually the second release because the effects on this didn't come with the one that I had. I had the one with the Build-A-Figure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so actually this one's a little bit cooler then. So instead of the build a figure
Yeah.
pieces, you get effects pieces, which I'd rather have anyway.
Yeah, and the effects are better. And I think the little flare on the top of his like dome piece there, I don't think mine has that. I think it's just smooth.
Oh, really? Huh,
Yeah.
cool.
So that is the better figure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad about it. So this guy was like, I don't know, like $7, $6 or $7 on this
Yeah.
Entertainment Earth sale, and I was like, boom, this guy too. Add him to the cart. So yeah, man. Thank you to everybody, to Bill, Toy Bro, Preternia, everybody that puts out updates about stuff like this. Because if you pay attention, have your notifications on for these guys, you'll know about all this stuff. And then you can kind of just, for everybody out there, if you don't already, make sure you follow those guys and have notifications on because they will clue you in to some really great deals like this. All right. So I noticed some people in the chat talking about Deep Discount. So Deep Discount is an online retailer. I think they do all kinds of stuff, but they end up selling stuff at like pretty large discounts. Now, the problem is you can get, however they do it, like they're legitimate. They come through sometimes, but they oversell. Bill says primarily DVDs for deep discount. So there you go. Um, but for action figures, my experience in the past has been they're legit in that they fulfill sometimes, but sometimes they oversell stuff and then they'll just come out and cancel your order. But basically, they'll cancel orders on you. So this was, if I'm not mistaken, Thanksgiving Day. I'm pretty sure when people started sending and I think the first notification I saw was from Bill, and I think it was for this guy.
I
So
saw
all of a
that.
sudden, I start seeing notifications for Mondo figures. So 1/6 scale Mondo Masters of the Universe figures for ridiculous discounts. And the first one was this Hordak for $61. Um, so you don't really do any 6 scale yet, right, Ryan? Or at all?
No, but I do appreciate the hell out of I just have nowhere to put them.
Yeah. You like how I said yet?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm holding strong. I almost bought uh I forget who it was. It was a little while ago. I think it was a 6th scale John Wick.
Hmm.
I had to just clear my cache, all the history, and just forget about it.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me grab something.
All right.
All right, I'm back here. All right, you can tell that as I'm as I'm banging into things as I walk across the room. So this right here is the only 6th scale figure that I have. This is the Mondo Merman, and the figure is awesome. Like I haven't done any Hot Toys or anything else. And I'm a Masters of the Universe fan too. So my big three, I think, from the '80s were Star Wars, GI Joe, Masters of the Universe. But the detail is amazing. The paint's amazing. Just striking colors. I love big, vibrant, beautiful colors. And I think on the Dork Lair podcast, they sort of talked about this before. Is that one cool thing about these Mondo figures too? Is that they still feel like figures. Like you don't
Yeah.
feel bad handling it. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm going to break it or anything like that. They're solid. And the packaging is awesome. And I'm a sucker for good packaging. So the Mondo Master of the Universe line has appealed to me, but so far I've just done the Merman. But dude, when I saw this, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I couldn't smash buy quick enough, right? So I
Yeah.
immediately go in, bang, buy Hordak, boom. And I'm trying to check out as quickly as possible because I know how deep discount works. Some people are saying in the chat is that whatever their automated inventory system is, it sort of seems like there's a lag because this cancellation stuff happens regularly when they have these surprise drops. Have you ever jumped in on one of these deep discount sales before?
No, honestly, I didn't even know that company existed
Mhm.
because when you posted on it, I was like, deep discount. It doesn't even sound familiar because I saw the Wolverine that you reposted.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting to that one, my friend.
Yeah.
But shit, what was I trying to say? Oh, so yeah, that's something that a lot of people were talking about when these updates, when these guys were posting the different deals that were popping up on deep discount. I think a lot of people aren't familiar with it because a lot of people were saying like, "Is this thing legit? Is this place legit?" And the answer is yes. In that they're really selling this stuff, but just because you get an order in, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the figure because it might get canceled. Now they will tell you that it's canceled, okay, but that sucks. And unfortunately, um, yeah, a lot of times they'll get notified right away on Thanksgiving Day. It sounded like sometimes they were running an hour, a couple hours behind on the cancellations. And yes, I got my order in for this $61 Hordak, which is a ridiculous deal. I mean, at retail he must have been, I don't know, 140, 150, maybe 130. I don't know.
So, damn,
Go
that
ahead.
is a steal.
Yeah, that's why it was
Oh,
like I'm that 6 scale is one thing that I've been able to stay away from so far. But when you show me something like this, I'm jumping
yeah,
all over it so fast. Um, Dude, Bill says it was 235 originally. 235. It's on sale for $61 this week. Nutty,
dude.
completely nutty.
Thank God I did not see that post because that probably would have been my first. Oh man, I'm so lucky.
Yeah, but the sad ending to that story is that yes, I did get an order in for the Hordak, but yes, mine was canceled.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
cancellation notification a couple hours later. So I am not getting the Hordak. I was not able to take advantage of this deal. So Bill just said he double checked. 230 was the
230.
original. Unreal.
Wow.
But after I got my Hordak in, um, I see another notification. Again, these ones with the dollar amounts right in the middle. Those are Bill's photographs with, or those are his graphics on the photograph that he posted in the Dorklayer site. So that's where I got those two. This DLX. Here, hold on one second. The 30 DLX Optimus Prime, $27. $27 is nuts.
And three zeros, their price tags up there for most of the stuff, right?
Yeah, I think this is. I just tried to look real quick. So here, you got to make sure you're looking at the right one too. I think
Oh, he
this
said
is.
that's the small one.
Yeah, I think this is the $80 one. I think so, but even still,
Yeah,
eighty
80.
dollar
I mean,
figure marked down to 27. Nuts. And I'm not a huge Transformer guy. I grew up in the 80s, so I like Transformers too. But as
yeah.
far as collecting anything, I mainly just do movie characters. So characters from Transformers, the movie specifically. What's your deal with Transformers? Have you ever done much of those?
No, because I had a conversation with Amber about it. I was like, "Hey, this was back when Toys R Us was still around because they were having huge sales like for their store closings." I was like, "Hey, I mean, the price is right. I might grab some." She was like, "Well, do you really want to go down that rabbit hole?" I was like, "You know what? You're right." But dude, they are cool. And I'm a sucker for giant robots.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know. Again, this is one of those things, and I've heard nothing but good things about the 3 figures. And I guess the good thing about the MDLX, which is I said DLX before, Bill pointed out to the MDLX, which is I guess the smaller version. They're not super
Yeah.
big, so they are cheaper. Again, still $80. So I was like, without questioning, I was like $27. Bang, ordered it, and I figured for $27, that's worth at least checking out. Even if I sell it later, I can still give somebody else a pretty good discount and make my money back. Yeah, I saw Bill's been looking for the 3-0 Iron Man figures. I know he's looking for Hulkbuster and some other stuff. So keep your eyes out for that if anybody is checking around for stuff. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about 3-0. So whether I keep it or sell this for $27, I couldn't pass it.
No. Now, does that transform, or does that just stay in that form?
I think they're just robot. I think they're just robot mode. I think that's right. So, and again, I'm not like a crazy, and I think for a lot of Transformer collectors, the fact that they transform is part of the allure. Like, I've gotten my son a couple of Transformers from time to time, and I think he likes it too for the puzzle aspect of it, right? So
Yeah.
you don't get that with the ones that don't transform, but the point, you're sacrificing the transformation for aesthetic. And for me, I'm probably not, if I ever transform them, I might do it once. So I don't know. I can't wait to check this one out. So, which brings me to this guy. So the reason why this was such a big deal is, so I saw the Hordak, right? Got the notification for that. Got an order in for the Hordak. That got canceled. I saw the MDLX Optimus Prime go up for $27. Got my order in on that. That has not been canceled, and I got a shipping notice. So I think the MDLX Optimus is coming. This is the Mondo animated version of Wolverine that comes with the special box. That I forget. Did I get all these? No, I didn't.
Hey, Daddy. Limited edition by.
Very nice, dude. We should. All right, I'm gonna need you to write it down though, because I'm not gonna remember the name of it.
Yeah, that's MYTEY.
Okay, I think I'm getting live supplementation of my son's Christmas list. Can you keep the volume down a little bit though, bud?
It's limited time.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So then the MDLX Optimus Prime that shipped for me. Then, and this is all happening like relatively fast, right on Thanksgiving Day. And then I see somebody post about the Mondo animated style Wolverine. He comes with the the photo of Cyclops and Jean Grey and everything. And I saw this back when it was first, when Mondo first had it up, solicited it and went up for pre-order. And I thought about trying to pre-order this guy. And I'm sure if I look right now that the Mondo Wolverine, this had to be a couple $100. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah. I remember when that went up. I thought the same thing. I was like, that's cool. And I did get a kick out of the picture.
Yeah. I'm seeing it right now. Amazon says like 135, but this went up for like, here we go. 50 or $60, something like that.
That's not bad.
And like, it was like something ridiculous. Another, even if it's 135, like that's still like, a third of the price, right? A fourth of the price almost, right? No, a third of the price. A little more than half of the price. a little less than half of the price. The point is a ridiculous great deal. And it was a big deal for me because I loved this version of Wolverine when Mondo first put it up for pre-order, right? And again, I know last week I talked about that Mezco Wolverine and how I like X-Men, but I'm not the most hardcore X-Men fan in the world. But I loved the way that Mezco set looked. I really did.
Yeah.
And when I got the Dork Side deal on that for like $75 for like $150 set, had to get that. this Wolverine I really loved and wanted to get because personally I love animated style figures. I love cell shading. I know a lot of people don't like it because it doesn't fit in with the rest of their display or whatever, and that's fine. I love it. I love the animated style. Cartoons is where I got into most of these guys. And my only complaint with animated style usually is that the companies don't go hard enough, right? So Marvel Legends did their VHS version of this style of Wolverine, and they have like cell shading on it and stuff. And my complaint with that figure is I feel like they almost toned it down. That Marvel Legends did, is what I'm saying. They toned down their animated style Wolverine from their first solicitation of it, and it's like the figure's okay, but if you're gonna go animated style, if you're gonna do cell shading, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't tone down the shading. Do it, man, and make it look the way make it look like the guy hopped right out of the cartoon. And this version does to me. So I always loved it. The only reason why, well, there's a couple of reasons why I didn't order it initially. Number one, they're expensive. Number two, they're big. Number three, again, I wasn't not really doing 6th scale. Well, when this guy popped up on Thanksgiving Day, I jumped all over it, immediately ordered it, ordered that guy too, confirmed the order, got him on order, and as of today, 2 days later, has not been canceled, and I got a shipping notice on it. So
Yes, sir.
it looks like this one
Awesome.
came through. So am I being a bad influence on you at all? Like influencing you to come down this journey with me?
I do. I mean, the more you talk about it, it's like, and the more I see it, I stay away from 1/6 for this reason, because I suck at like fighting off peer pressure, and it's working, and I hate that it's working.
Yeah,
'Cause then it's more money that I don't have.
yeah, and that's so when you're talking about a whole scale, it's a little bit easier to be like, all right, I just don't do that scale, and it's really just it's an easy way to say, okay, I don't need to spend money on that, and 6 scale is expensive, but I'm trying to tell myself that it's just a couple of select figures. So even after all this, after talking about all this stuff for the last 15-20 minutes or so, I'm still only gonna have Mondo Merman and then Mondo Wolverine. So those will still be my only 2 6 scale figures because Hordak got canceled. That's fine. I don't need to get any more. I don't know. Did you notice there's a couple of reviews up for the animated style Skeletor that Mondo did that I thought looked really cool. Like Toy Bro, I think had one too.
Bill was talking about that
Yeah,
in the chat.
yeah. He
I
said,
have not seen it.
yeah, they look really cool. Check out those reviews, guys. If you haven't seen them yet. So okay, so Entertainment Earth is continuing their Black Friday deals. So everything that we've looked at so far, I think, is no longer available at the prices we were talking about. Also, for anybody else, let us know. Did you know about these deep discount deals? Did you get in on any of them? And did you have any come through? I think Bill said his Optimus Primes shipped. So I think once you get the shipping notice, you should be good. I'm interested to hear how many people cashed in on that. But there's a few more deals up today. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker through some of these. For example, Entertainment Earth has the I think it's SH Figuarts, right? The Tech On Avengers Iron Man. Have you seen this before?
I have. They've put out quite a few of the Tech On figures now, haven't they?
Yeah, and there's 2 companies doing something very similar, where it's like the Avengers and Marvel characters in like armored style suits. But there's 2 different versions. So this is the Tech Online, which I always thought looked really cool. I've stayed away because they're a little on the expensive side.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like about them is that they look so metallic. I just wonder, this might sound silly, but like you got to draw your line somewhere, is that getting it in hand, I wonder if I would want it to have like metal parts, and it doesn't. It's not going to have any metal parts, right? So that's one way that I've told myself in my head that I don't need to go in on these. But This one's on a Black Friday sale right now. I think it's like this one might be 50, 60 bucks. Here, let me
That's not bad. 'Cause what do figure
61.79. 61.79. And it says the retail was 95 bucks. So marked down from 95 to 62 and change. So another
Pretty
really
good
good deal.
Yeah.
And again, that's not 3-0, Bill, but this is another good version of Iron Man here. Bill says sometimes SH Figure Arts does have metal feet. So okay, so maybe I do need to spend money on another figure. Were you into these at all, Ryan, or no?
No, I tried to stay. So my SH Figure Arts, I tried to keep it to just Common Rider, and then I slowly started getting out of that because trying to do that, Mezco and Mythic Legions, it price starts to creep up, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. Another good deal. I'm probably staying away for now. And then again, there's some of the Mezco has some 5 points up. Well, Mezco doesn't have it up. Entertainment Earth has them up. Some of their Godzilla figures, they have two packs of figures. This one has Godzilla, Rodan, Anguirus, who I'm not aware of, Mothra, obviously. Here, let me go back to this. These are 40 bucks. These are 80. It says that they're $80 sets going for 40 bucks during this Black Friday sale. Still available in stock. If you're into any of the 5-point stuff, again, that's Mezco's against 375 foreign scale figures, 5 POA, but highly detailed, very good paint jobs. The only 5 points figure I think that I have is I got the what's that guy's name? I keep forgetting his name.
From Mezco?
Yeah, Mezco, not Dr. What's his name?
Doc Nocturnal?
Doc Nocturnal, thank you. I kept wanting to say like Dr. Death for some reason.
In the advent calendar, right?
Yeah. So the 5 points red Doc Knock from the advent calendar. And that sort of I wasn't really into the Mezco 5 points, and maybe I'm still not, but that figure knocked my socks off, man. The paint is nuts. He's got a wired freaking cape.
Yeah.
I think his face is glow in the dark, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I guess as you probably don't have too many 5 points, but you got that guy. What are your thoughts on him?
Oh, he's fantastic. And I won't say that I don't like 5 points because like this set, that's cool. Like all the little detail that you can actually see.
Yeah.
It's nice if you have like a desk. Like for this, I could just set that up and it's cool to have there.
Yeah.
But I do have quite a few Mezco 5 points because they came in like a lot of the bundles.
Oh yeah.
Like just a random figures.
Yeah, like the Casino Royale or whatever that set had. Didn't that have the pink skulls? The 5 points?
Yes. I also have like 5 points Popeye, Space Ghost. I forget what set they came with. But I think not the Bodega box. What was the one before the Bodega box?
Oh, I don't even know, man.
I think it came in that one. What is that? Oh, Booth in a Box. That's what it's called.
Okay. Oh, from New York Comic Con? Maybe.
I think that was the first Mezco Con. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Toy Fair.
20.
Yes. That's the one.
But yeah, so my experience with 5 points has been pretty limited, but I'm very impressed. I mean, I think before you get them in hand, it's hard to really say like, okay, why would a Mezco 5 POA figure be any better or different than Hasbro's doing theirs? There's a Star Wars version. There's you got Reaction. You got the Marvel retro figures, which I also like. But the Mezco 5 point figures are really cool. And for any Godzilla fan, there's 2 different sets up. of Godzilla figures, and there's a different selection of figures in each set. But it sounds like it's basically half price, so that's pretty cool to me. And then I just put this up there. I'm not a huge Star Trek guy. Nothing against it. Kind of sad that I missed out. I feel like growing up in the 80s that I would have loved the Next Generation, and I just never ended up watching it. I have another friend of mine was a Star Trek guy, and I've gone to see a couple of Star Trek movies with him, like First Contact. So I think Star Trek is cool, but it's just not one of my things. I also don't collect Playmobil stuff, but I've heard good things about it. I just put this up there. This is the Playmobil Enterprise set with all different stuff in it. And I put this up there because it is listed right now on Entertainment Earth at this Black Friday sale for like $180, I think. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, but the regular retail price that's listed is like $400.
Damn.
So this is a huge markdown. So much so that it's like, I thought like, should I grab this and like resell it? $500, excuse me. So Entertainment Earth says that this was going for $500. It's marked down to $179.99, and it's gone. So it is sold out. So that might have been right. So if that was right, that was an insane markdown for this set. So I don't know.
Bill said he's lucky it sold out.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I thought just when I saw that price difference, I'm like, whoa, because I've heard people talk about like the Playmobil sets are actually like, pretty good sets, I probably wouldn't buy this for myself, but
yeah, but the Lego movie has it. Yeah, but Lego has it beat in terms of movies.
Okay, yeah. Well, Chase, I would agree with you that the Lego has it beat in terms of movies. So yeah, confirmation held that the MSRP is $500, so that is an accurate price on the Entertainment Earth website. What a crazy markdown!
Yeah.
That's
Does it say how big like the actual Enterprise is?
It says 7 crew members plus 6 tribbles. I don't know what that means. Where would I find dimensions at? Right, I'm looking at the description. I don't see dimensions on it, but I don't know. Seeing like the boxes of the Playmobil sets in like Walmart and things or whatever stores they're in.
Oh, damn.
I'm thinking like probably like
that's pretty big.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Bill. So there you go. Sorry, I don't know what triples are. 3 feet long. Holy.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I'm kind of that I wasn't familiar with this thing, but because I was thinking about purchasing it just because of the deal. Wow. But 3 feet long. And some people got some crazy deals on this. All right. So there are a bunch of other Black Friday sales still going on. But I wanted to switch gears a little bit. Like I said, if you want to keep up with all those deals, make sure you're following Dorclair everywhere. Toy Bro is another good one. Oh, for that Entertainment Earth sale too, Toy Bro has an influencer code. So it's just capital TOYBRO. Put it in at checkout. So this is how here, let me go back for a second. Back to this Entertainment Earth stuff. So it's free shipping on this stuff with no minimum. Okay. So not only are you getting big discounts on a lot of these items, check them out. You're getting free shipping. Earlier in the week, I think you only got the free shipping if it was $39 or more. But if you have a code, the Toy Bro code, I think Preternia has one too. I used Toy Bro, TOYBRO. Put that in at checkout, and you get, I think, another 10% off. But to get the 10% off and keep your free shipping, your order still has to be $39 or more. So if you put in an order this weekend and it's $39 or more, and you put in the code TOYBRO, TOYBRO, you get 10% off and free shipping on top of the good deal. So, check it out. But I know that. Did I get the right one, Ryan?
Yes.
This is correct. Okay. So I know you wanted to talk a little bit about this Kickstarter. You had texted me about this because I think you had mentioned it last week, and then you had texted me about it this week about this Bandito, this Odd Frog Entertainment Kickstarter for this Charger style car. So what are your initial thoughts on this whole thing? Can you give us a quick lay of the land as to what we're looking at here?
So they made, from my understanding is, they made this to be like fully customizable. So the initial color is going to be matte black, so you can do whatever you want. You can paint it yourself if that's what you want. They have like different engine parts that you can detach, different wheels and stuff. Um, so initially it used to be 112 Garage, and then 112 Garage turned out to be scammers. So Odd Frog broke off from them when they found out that the money situation was all a big lie. And they started their own 112th Street Chop Shop. So this is what they came up with. And towards the end of the HasLab Kickstarter, I noticed that Odd Frog was trolling Hasbro quite a bit. But I believe the funding goal for this is 720,000, and they are at 22 last time I looked. So I
Yeah,
don't know if it's gonna happen. I hope it happens because it's cool looking.
yeah, I had, and again, so then the whole idea behind this was as a replacement or instead of the Hasbro Ghost Rider failed Kickstarter, which I saw it, in person. The Hasbro Kickstarter, it looked cool in person at New York Comic Con with all the lights and all the fire effects and everything. But I did see Odd Frog like trolling them a little bit,
Yeah.
at least on a couple things because I was doing some research about it because I hadn't really heard about it until you mentioned it. Seems like a cool car. Seems like a good replacement for if like you were a Ghost Rider fan and were kind of interested in the HasLab, but either just because it didn't get funded or maybe you thought the 350 price tag was just too much. Um, this might be a good alternative there. Now, does it give you any pause because these guys were sort of affiliated with some other guys or another company where it sounds like things didn't really go well?
It does. They've done numerous live streams talking about that because they've been very open and transparent about the entire thing, but it's still that they had done business with them that kind of pushes me in the other direction.
Mhm.
So I haven't backed this yet. I wanted to get your thoughts on like how, like, what do you think about that? And that's like the scammer thing aside, because it wasn't Odd Frog who were scamming people.
Right, right. And I didn't even honestly until you told me I didn't even really know about that. I think the car looks cool. I'm not really, I'm not a huge Ghost Rider fan. Like, I think the character is cool, but I never really like got into the comics or anything like that. So I don't have an attachment to any version of Ghost Rider. So the only reason I would have went in on the HasLab would be to, buy it and then resell it because it's a HasLab. So I don't really need a replacement for it. I mean, so like a car like this, I think it could be cool. Like, especially for example, like photos with like Mezco, Pink Skulls, or Death Brokers. I could see some cool stuff going on with a car like this. I'm not going to go in on it. It's not something I need. Um, but if it sounds like you're at least thinking about it, if you do go in on it, what's the most attractive thing about it to you?
Just the customizable aspect. And it does have there's no sounds, but it does have lights. They actually put the so in where the hood scoop is, if you open the hood and there's the motor, you can actually pick up the motor and the batteries located under that. So the lights front and rear, and I believe the dash lights up. I could be wrong.
All right, so I hope this works. All right, so I've embedded. I think this is their advertisement video or
Yeah,
their promo video for the Kickstarter, which just kicked off today, right? Wasn't it the as of today? I think
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday at they said 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Pacific, so I'm not sure Pacific to Eastern.
All right, I'm going to try to play this. Hopefully this works correctly. Now, I'm going to try to pay attention to this. I may stop it short because there's one part in this promo video where the music to me just got like incredibly annoying, and
Yeah.
I immediately turned it off.
I had to speed through it.
Yeah. Here we go. How do I play it here? Can I play it? All right, maybe this isn't going to work.
No big deal.
Yeah. All right, so, but I'll post the link to the Kickstarter later on anyway. Damn. So this is a Google slideshow that I made, and it is playing in the slideshow. But okay, so it's all right. I was going to stop it short anyway, guys, because there is one part where the music gets super annoying. I don't know why they did it like that. Like I immediately turned it off as soon as the music came in at about like maybe 45 seconds or a minute into it. But the video is up. I do have a couple of the pictures of just the car. It looks cool. And one thing that I know that you had mentioned, the cool thing to you about it was the customizability. And that is something that they're hammering a lot in their posts about it and everything, was the fact that it's customizable. So that's pretty cool. Light up effects. I'm always a sucker for those. I wonder if are the headlights lit right here?
I think that's just a model.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you know how long it goes for?
44 days or 43 days left technically now, because it's been a full day.
Okay. So still a lot of time left.
Yeah, but they got a little way, like not a little, they have a long way to go. And like I said, I hope it works out, but I'm still on the fence about it. Like it does come with, like, I think one of the stretch goals is like battle attachments, like guns and stuff for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's it. Odd Frog Entertainment. What's the other part? 1/12 Chop Shop Bandito Kickstarter. So that's that. So this was another thing that was just announced. So there's a second Pink Skulls Chaos Club set, and this is the what is it? The Encore set, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. So, the funny thing is, so the Gig from Hell set looks awesome, right? Did you buy it and sell it, or did you buy it and you just held on to it?
The Gig from Hell I did keep. I sold my my OG Pink Skulls.
I knew it was something like that. And you're happy with the Gig from Hell set, right?
They're awesome, but I mean, I'm kind of over it at this point.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I mean, I did not go in on the Gig from Hell set just because it's an expensive set. I think it was $285 plus tax and shipping from Mezco.
Yeah.
And it was just a cool set, but I didn't need to go in on it. That's been gone for a while. Then this set went up, so you sort of had an alternative to the Gig from Hell set. $15 more, $300. This is already on waitlist right now. So, but the funny thing is, like, it's very, very similar to the Gig from Hell set. Like, it's only slightly different. But it comes with real vinyl records, right?
Yeah.
Those are real, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the Gig from Hell came with, this one has, is that 2 or is that 1?
2.
I don't know. It came with one of them.
Yeah. So here's a shot of just the figures. And then what I did real quick is just to kind of show you how close the two sets are and the minimal differences, is I kind of lined up a couple of photos here from one set to another. So the first one was the Gig from Hell set. The new one that just went up is called the Unholy Encore Capsule. So I guess the box opens up and it has like a little bandstand, a little set for the Pink Skull band here. And again, only difference is now the box is predominantly pink as opposed to predominantly black, right? And the art's a little bit different. Um, I don't know, between the two, I think I like the pink box better, but I think you can see the figures better on the Gig from Hell box. So, and then here's a bunch of the accessories. Again, pretty much the same stuff. You got some different colors here. The hats, you have a black hat with the red little whatever this stripe is called on a hat. Now that hat's all black. You got these three hats up here, tan and black. These ones are all black. So the sunglasses are a different color. So again, very, very close to the same set here. Not a lot of differences. And then here's the two as far as they're a band. So the bass guitar and the lead guitar look, I don't know, to me they look exactly the same.
I think they're exactly the same.
Yeah, and then the drum and the mic stand, some different colors going on there, but this is kind of like if you missed out on the first set, you had a shot to get it again without paying secondary market prices with some very slight differences. And here some of the clothing is different. So as far as just the extra jackets go. Now I think so this is the clothing you get with the Gig from Hell set, but didn't the Pink Skull figures, didn't they have black leather jackets on in the set?
With the Gig from Hell or the original?
The Gig from Hell.
Yeah, they had the leather jackets on in the trays.
Okay. So yeah, so not really much of a difference. The set also comes with a t-shirt, which I don't know if the first one did or not.
No, I don't think it did.
Well, the new one does, but like I said, that's already hit waitlist. So I don't know. So you can try your waitlist with either set, I guess, at this point.
So did you go in on that?
I did not. I still I thought about it, but it was one of those things where like if it had stuck out long enough, maybe I would have thought about it. But yeah, and Bill says one of the figures already had the Lightning t-shirt on too. So again, the two sets are almost the same. I didn't go in on it. It went to waitlist before I was able to sway myself to the dark side on it. Again, a $300 set, especially like I need to clear out room for my collection anyway. Especially like the way things are right now while we're getting work done, I definitely don't want to bring too much more than is already on the way in. And $300 is it's a lot of money to spend right now, especially with Christmas coming up and stuff like that. So I'm good with it. There'll be plenty of Mezco stuff we can buy without getting that. So I take it obviously. So
I mean this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So I will say it's nice for the people who missed out on both sets, so they can get that. It's a little pricey, but that's cool. I passed on it too, but it is what it is. Like you said, there's going to be plenty of Mezco releases coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, like I said, it's cool, and I would, if I had either the Gig from Hell or the Unholy Encore set, whichever set I had, I'd be happy to have it. I think they're really cool sets. I like the fact that it comes with its own self-contained display, essentially. I'd love to set up. That's one little shelf by itself. So, but that's all right. There'll be plenty of other stuff to buy. So I did not grab that.
That's all right.
So, was there any other news? I'm not thinking of anything that was big.
Necronominus still going on.
Necronominus pre-order still going on. I have not put any of my orders in yet. Have you?
I have not. I keep going back and forth. Do you find? So are you going on the website, adding stuff to your cart, and then going like to check out, seeing what the pricing is, and then going back to the start?
No, I have not done that. I see people posting a lot of just adding stuff into their cart and then just leaving it there for a while. So I don't know. I was honestly, Ryan, I was telling myself that because I've gone all in on maybe 3 or 4 waves in a row. The first all in I did, it hasn't been that long that I've that I've been going all in. Like Alithia was my first pre-order, but I didn't go all in. I had missed the Arathia pre-order, ended up buying most of the wave just at conventions and at the in stock. So two waves. The first two waves that I really was hardcore into were those, but didn't go all in. But then I went all in last year on the Deluxe Legion Builders pre-order, and I've gone all in on everything since then.
Yeah.
And I told myself I don't need to keep going all in. You know what I mean? Even though financially, if you're going to end up buying them all anyway, it's some of the cheapest you're going to get. But I also am fortunate enough to live in the Northeast here, so I do have an opportunity to go to multiple conventions. And even if the figures are like $1 or $2 more at the convention, there's no shipping. You know what I mean? It's something I'm going to go to anyway. So I was telling myself I can pick and choose from the wave. Anything else I can probably get at a convention later on. I have to wait a little bit longer. But I don't know. The longer it goes, when I finally place my order in, there's a good chance that I go all in anyway, because I think the whole wave is really, really cool.
So if you don't go all in, the only thing that I stress that you should get is the deluxe 2-pack.
Yep. At
For
100%,
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Like-
you can't get at a convention, you know?
Yeah. So if you were only going to order one thing, I'm not trying to sway anybody or tell anybody how to spend their money, but you should probably order that because those aftermarket prices for them, they go nuts.
I am trying to sway everybody and tell them what to do with their money. If you like action figures and you don't buy the 2-pack, you're an idiot. You're a
I
fool.
didn't buy. Did you buy the Aether? Oh, well, you said you didn't.
No, man.
No, I missed that.
I'm just kidding. And I'm not calling anybody. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just kidding. To everybody out there, obviously. Everybody in everybody I see in the chat already knows that, I'm sure. Bill says he doesn't buy the 2-packs. So I didn't get the Arathia 2-pack. I didn't. I also don't think Bill keeps much in package either. I think for the 2-pack, you almost got to keep it in package, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously, I didn't get the Arathia 2-pack. I didn't get the Alithia 2-pack, and I'm mad about that because I would really love to have that. I love the Alithia wave so much. So the first 2-pack that I ever ordered was from just the Poxus wave last year. Because here's the thing: if you're ever gonna a lot of people say like, well, you might as well go all in on a Mythic Legions wave if you're gonna want to buy the figures anyway. Plus, Mythic Legions figures hold their value, so you can always sell some to recoup some of your money or whatever. The 2-packs, I would think, without researching it, would be where you'd get the most bang for your buck on resale, because you're not going to get, I've never seen a 2-pack at a convention, although I guess it's possible. And like Len pointed out, they're not available through the retailers either. So you're not going to get them on Big Bad or any of the other ones. Sorry. Yeah.
I've seen the Aether 2-pack twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I saw it was at ZoloCon. It was $200, and then at RetroCon, this past one, a guy had it for $275.
Yeah, and when I say you're not going to see them, like you'll see, like some people might have them at a convention, but even then, I don't see them very often. But I've never seen it at the Four Horsemen table.
Oh no, I was just saying that the prices, they're up there.
Yeah,
and I feel like they're only going to keep climbing.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like I'm literally like the reason why I got the Poxus 2-pack.
Oh, Len said it was the same dealer.
There you go. Was because I know I'm not like, with all the information I have right now, this is going to be my only chance to get this at anywhere close to this price. And if I'm ever going to sell anything from a wave to defray some of the cost, the 2-pack is probably going to give me the most bang for my buck. So I'll definitely get at least one 2-pack. So, okay, I want to make sure I have this right. So the key here is, so for Necronominus, for anybody that doesn't know, and I think most of these people that are listening know this already, that the 2-pack of Necronominus and Conibus is not part of the all-in. So if you order the all-in, you still don't get it. You have to order it separately, right? But it is still a 2-pack. It is still a 2-pack in that it comes in one box. I'm pretty sure that's true. And assuming that's true, that would be awesome because Necronominus is huge. So I hope I'm not wrong about that. I think that they still get their own box. Have you heard anything about that?
Necronominus, no. I would imagine it's because
Because otherwise, why would it be a 2-pack, right? If it's a 2-pack, they got to have a box, one box with the horse.
Yeah, it will be one box because I have the Alithia 2-pack and the Arethyr, and they all come in one box. I'm just wondering how big that box is going to be for the Necronominus one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know all the previous 2-packs have come in one box. I was just doubting myself that the Necronominus and Conibus 2-pack would come in one box because Necronominus is so big.
It's pronounced 2-pack.
And then Trevor confirming what I should have, which I shouldn't have doubted myself, that it is in one box. That's awesome. I think this one.
He said it'll be the same size.
It'll be the same size. Okay. Huh. Wonder how that's going to work out.
Oh, just deeper. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, anyway, I'm definitely ordering the 2-pack. I mean, here's the things that I know, Ryan, right off the bat that I have to order from. Then I'm going to order on pre-order. At least one of the undead builder packs, right?
For sure.
At least one. And I think maybe just one to start, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get that at conventions later on from a 4 Horsemen table. And I've got some builders that I can use for some of the extra parts that are in the undead pack. Got to get that. The Necronominus 2-pack, at least. Excuse me. Sorry. Maybe I'm going to say the name wrong now. Bellaluth? Beulith with her little animal.
Yeah.
I think she's got to come. Undead builder pack. At least the 2-pack. Do I need to get the harvester now? I don't know. Well, starting off at a minimum, I'm probably going to go all in. Just so you know, I'm probably going to go all in anyway. But I know at a minimum, if I don't, I need to get the undead builder pack. I need to get the 2-pack Conibus and Necronominus, and then Bellaluth.
Hey, Trevor.
Belalith. I'm probably going to get too. What about you? Have you made your decision? Are you going all in? You're still thinking about it. If you don't go all in, you know you're going to get these couple of figures. Let me know what you're thinking there.
So money's a little tight. So I wasn't going to go all in. I was going to, since I'm lucky enough like you that we live on the East Coast, we can hit those conventions. Yeah, it'll be a little more, but I'm not worried about that. The 2-pack for sure. I was going to get a Bishop, I believe, and a Gideon Heavensbrand V2, and definitely the builder pack, because that builder pack, man, that thing is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm like rolling through them in my head now. And everything's like, I remember that you saying that. You said that the new Gideon 2 might be your favorite figure of the wave, right?
Oh yeah, dude, the unhelmeted head sculpt, it's beautiful. I loved the first version, but the second version with the soft goods and the newer armor, it is. They are so good. So I can't even put it into words. I'm tongue tied over here because I'm just basically dripping over the 4 Horsemen's work every single time they put out a new wave.
Let's see, we got
Eric LeBron asked if he can join.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second here. Da-da-da. All right, Eric, check your messenger. I just sent you. If you want to hop on, that's cool with me.
Absolutely.
So I just sent you the link if you wanna hop in, Eric. Let me know. Um, so so yeah, I'm probably gonna go all in. As I roll the figures through my head, though, it's like it's tough to say no. Like, dude, the Sir Uchak,
Oh,
the
the Greg trip.
Greg
That
Tribute-ish thing.
Yeah, man. I and he Eric wasn't lying when he said that was a walking cathedral.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That was kind of wild that was the thinking, is because you look at the detail and you're like, yeah, I really see it.
And that hammer, man. Dude, it is the detail in that hammer is insane.
All right. Have you had any recent pickups?
I did. It's not new to you, but it's new to me because I missed out on it the first time.
Hmm.
I did a trade with the Wolf King himself, Len, and I got the
Oh,
because I missed out on the order.
the best
So I
go.
was, yeah, and then I thought that they did the light up feature where you help like it just stayed on. But then once we were talking about it, I was like, yeah, it is the holiday Gomez.
Yeah, that was the only thing about that when I got that Gomez, and because I didn't realize when I pre-ordered it, I knew it had the light up function. I didn't know that. Bless you. I didn't know that it wouldn't stay on unless you held it there. Or I think maybe in Bill's review, I think he did something where maybe he taped something to or put some tack on it or something to hold the button down. But the figure, that set is awesome, really cool.
Oh yeah. And dude, I like the almost comic booky looking faces.
Hmm.
And the antennas are closer together, aren't they? Because usually they're more spread out.
They
I don't
might
know.
be, not sure.
And then I don't know if you're into Gundam at all, but I did grab one of these guys.
Oh man, they're awesome, man. I don't know too much about Gundam. That's another thing that I'm like, I pay attention when everybody else puts to like the Dan Lars from Toy Galaxy. I know is into that stuff. I think Toy Bro is into it too. There you go. Bill says with that Hazard Squad Gold Commander, used a toothpick to get the button in there. But yeah, Gundam, I know almost nothing about, other than that I think in Japan they have like a life-sized one built right now,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
amazing. But I definitely appreciate the figures.
And they're usually Tamashii Nations, and the prices they climb up there, but this is the Gundam Universe line, and they cap at 25. I think the most like it was a deluxe figure and it was on the bigger side, so it cost 40, but they usually don't go over that.
Sorry, every time I go like this, I'm basically like my poor son is trying to watch TV here with like subtitles on and like this much volume, and he's trying to every once in a while he tries to dance it a little bit. I'm like, hey, can you please just turn it down a little bit? I'm only gonna be on for like 15 more minutes. Don't worry, I feel bad. But yeah, do you have a pretty big Gundam collection or no?
I do. Once they released the Gundam Universe line, I stopped collecting the more expensive ones and started collecting those because the more expensive ones I have to order because they're all imports. But
Mm,
these I could just go into like a Walmart and a Target and grab it,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
and they're cheaper.
Yeah, I would think so better than the import ones. Yeah. So, anything else this week?
No, that was basically it. What'd you get
All right, I got a
besides
few.
all the sale stuff?
Yeah. So, and again, because I got to be honest with you, I had a good couple of months where I wasn't going that nuts as far as like, um, ordering too much stuff or whatever. Because I was kind of like, all right, chill out for a little bit. I got a Mythic Legions wave coming up. Got the holidays coming up. Just gonna relax on that for a while. But the last couple of weeks, there was just some stuff that I couldn't pass up. All those Black Friday deals we talked about, I figured like that had to be done, right? Ghost Jaga, so the the Super 7 Thundercats Jaga was released in the Ghost version. I talked about that a little bit last week. And even though I'm shying away from going too nuts with Super 7 Ultimates pre-orders right now because the sales on Super 7 Ultimates over the last few months have been nuts. There's more today. Like if you go check some of these sales, I think Entertainment Earth has some too, where there's more Thundercats Ultimates for like $30, $26. Like even the big Mumra was, I think, Entertainment Earth. I'm not sure about that, but he was available this week for like $30 some, which is nuts. But the Ghost version of Jog was something that I had to get. And then I've just had a bunch of pre-orders start filling. Like I've got a pretty big pile of loot building up at Big Bad Toy Store right now. But I haven't shipped that yet. But I did ship my G.I. Joe Classified Serpentor is here. I have not even opened it yet. Let's see here. So I think, though, give me a second here. So there's Live Without a Net. Eric, you had asked to join. I sent you the link in your Facebook Messenger. If you want to, you are more than welcome to, but I don't see it popping up yet, and I think I would see it at the bottom of my screen here. So I'm opening another box because I think I know what it is. Go. Another Hasbro box.
Is that Mindbender?
I think it is, yeah. So, let me do this without stabbing myself. So, I think I mentioned last week, too, that although I was very much in on G.I. Joe Classified to begin with, sorry, I'm probably going to hop off in like 10 minutes or so I don't have to keep torturing my son here.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not doing as much Classified just because I don't know. I don't need to. It was cool to get, a 1/12 scale G.I. Joe line in. But I don't need to be a completionist on it. And the figures are awesome. They're good figures. Excuse me. I just don't need all of them. I haven't ordered any recently except these two. So, yep, that was
There you go.
Dr. Mindbender set and the Serpentor set. And I think what I might try to do this weekend is do a review of both of them at the same time for the YouTube channel and try to do it. And I'm trying to think of a way to do the reviews in like a little bit of like a shorter format, taking some advice that I've gotten. Plus, I just feel like not everybody wants to sit there and watch a review that's 17 to 25 minutes long. I tend to like to put some kind of like history though, or some facts and some information either about the line or the character or my connection to it. So I do like that part of it. But I might try to get this out there, do a quick review of both of these guys together for the channel. But I'm pumped up about this because I think the Mindbender set, I think, has some cool accessories, and I think it's going to have some pretty good presentation. Actually, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff there. Oh, I think we have a guest spot here.
Is he in there?
All right, here we go. Add to stream. Eric LeBron, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up, brothers?
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I just got back. I've been running around all freaking morning, just freaking doing the Mythics thing, man. I had to go to the post office and ship some figures nationwide and met a couple dudes this morning from some offer-ups and sold some Mythics to some good dudes. And, yeah, just been running around doing the thing,
Good for you, man. Good for you, man. That's a heck of a start to the day.
Yeah, I'd say.
So it's cool. So it's the first time I've seen your face since Legion's Con, man.
Yes, sir.
welcome sight.
Thank you. Good to see you guys too, man. I'm telling you, man, I miss you guys, all of you guys every day, man. It's weird not being around you guys when we were all so tight knit for so many days during the con. It was awesome.
Yeah. Side note on that too. And I think I've mentioned this to a few people. Obviously there's a lot of people from the Northeast that are fans of the Four Horsemen that go to these conventions or whatever. I was really taken aback at Legion's Con because as you run into people in the elevator and stuff like that, you ask, hey, where are you from? You're from around here? Did you fly in? There were so many people from the West Coast, man. So many people from California in particular. I was surprised.
Yeah. We all made the big jump out there, man. I'm really, me and Walter had a few discussions during the weekend about that, how we're really trying to push to get a lot more collectors into the Cabal and part of the Mythics family that are from the West Coast, Arizona, Nevada, California, Oregon, stuff like that. Because man, the Midwest guys and the East guys, I mean, you guys have it on lock, man. I mean, you guys have so many big, solid groups of guys that are collecting, and it's awesome to see that, especially the camaraderie and the community that's involved. That you guys are so tight knit. It's really cool, man. So we want to get a lot more of us Cali boys out here to get together and be able to do what you guys are doing out there.
Yeah, man, 100%. I mean, because I know the guys that live in the Northeast. We try to meet up. Like me and Ryan try to meet up at any cons we go to around here. I'm trying to get like a holiday happy hour together.
Nice.
My son is finding something hilarious on YouTube. So let him revel in his happiness.
The secret formula is.
But one thing that's really cool though is they're doing that street team thing now too.
Yeah.
So we're talking about being lucky to get to conventions where the Horsemen have tables around here. They're doing that now across the country. So they did one in Ohio with the Legion Slayer guys.
Yeah. Another thing that Walter and I are kind of discussing on a side note, being as successful as that street team events have seemed to been for the East Coast guys. Walter and I have been talking about possibly getting something like that going for the West Coast, so that more West Coast fans can get an opportunity to come down and, without having the whole studio come out, have a nice shipment of their product come out to the West Coast, and guys like us could do a street team scene at a local con or a small toy convention or whatever to get some product out there for the fans that are out here on the West Coast that might not be able to make the jump all the way across the continent to go do this thing. So yeah, that's definitely one of those things we were talking about over the weekend, big time.
Yeah, and dude, and in California, like, dude, a street team events there would go nuts, I would think.
Oh yeah, easily. Plus, you guys are both from the East Coast. Out here, I mean, I've never been big on the con thing until about, I think 2019 was actually the first time I ever went to a con, because my son started asking, hey, have you ever been to a con, or would you be interested in going? And I was like, I'm not really a con guy, but I finally decided, what, why not just break the water and do it with him? And so we started going to cons, and and that was only because I grew up in a collector show called Frankensons, and that's actually the largest collector trading show in North America. And I mean, and that's literally in my hometown of Rowland Heights and City of Industry, where I grew up. And the guy who Frankensons, the son, is Frank Zamarripa Jr. I've known him since like the 8th grade. So I mean, we grew up together. So I grew up from the very beginning as a collector and a nerd inside that place. So I never really needed the quote, the con atmosphere to be and do what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so. You might have. I had a reaction when you said that. It's because I was already in my head preparing to ask you about Frankensons in particular. Yeah. Not knowing what your location was relevant to it, because I'm like,
I spent every weekend in there for the past 35 years, bro. So I mean, as far as collectibles, new action figures, I mean, everything under the sun that had the word collectible attached to it, I've known about it or seen it or bought it and sold it inside of Frank and Sons my whole life. So it's like I said, I've never been out of the loop, so to speak. You know what I mean? I've always been right there in the game, and all the guys the vendors that had all the products, I mean, those were the guys I talked to every day and every week about what's the new thing coming out and what's being released and, what's hot, what's not. It was always all there for me. So kind of like, I've been spoiled my whole life in a sense as far as a collector, because I never really had to. I mean, I did my side, like everybody else, side hunting at local toy shops or the Toys R Us or KB Toys or whatnot that was around back in those days. But for the most part, if I wanted something new or needed to get rid of something that I wasn't collecting anymore, push it through Frank and Sons, and it was a done deal both ways.
So being from Jersey, being an East Coast guy, I've never been to Frank and Sons, and I only really heard about it through like Wade from Unparalleled Universe talks about going to Frank and Sons and has filmed like I think a trip there. What I don't know is like I don't really know exactly what I get an idea of what it is, but is it a trade show that's set up every weekend and it's in the same place, or is it in a one part of like a market that has a bunch of other stuff, or is it only once a month? Can you describe it a little bit for us?
Yeah. So what it actually started as when they first started the show, I mean, I want to say they started it, the first time they did it was back in, I want to say it was like 87 or 88. And what it started out was a couple of guys got together, and Frank Sr., he owned a like a trucking warehouse where the trucks pull in, grab their loads and pull out, kind of a docking station. Well, he used part of that warehouse to set up like a trade show. And what it started out as was, it was just a couple of like the show that we had at Legions Con, 8-foot tables. And basically it was guys selling like baseball trading cards. A couple guys had this was way before the time when action figures was a big thing, but it was like baseball trading cards. Some guys had like Hot Wheels. Some guys had like sports memorabilia, like signed baseballs, stuff like that. And then little by little, every weekend, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So then you'd get more tables. A couple guys came in that had like the white long boxes with comic books that you could go through. A couple guys brought in action figures, like old, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. And then it just evolved into this massive conglomerate of just all these different vendors of just everything you could think of under the sun, as far as like nerd culture, from anime to comic books to video games, everything. So now this is actually the third location that they have. They bought, to give you a scope of what the size is, they bought a Sam's Club, an old Sam's Club building. And now and all the vendors, all of their booths are set up, and it's their building. So all their setups are permanent in the building. They don't move anything. They have all their stuff there, and then they just lock down the building like a business. And then they open it up. The vendors go in, open up their booths, and it's just a huge, giant, it's like a convention, but you actually walk into like little mini stores in the convention of booths that are just filled with everything you can imagine, from Transformers to Gundam model kits to anime to video games to every single action figure line imaginable, Hot Toys. I mean, they got a massive amount of Hot Toys for sale. It's incredible, bro. It's something you have to experience in life to understand how grand it is in there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like we have some markets like that. So in New Jersey here, I went to Rutgers University, which is in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and there was a place called Route 18 Market, which was like an indoor market type thing. Sounds similar to what you're talking about. I don't know if it was as big.
Yeah.
But you would go in there, and this one is like, it didn't have any particular theme or whatever to like all the vendors. You could just have anything there. There's like somebody selling cards, somebody selling pottery, somebody selling comics. We would go there during college though, because it was a good place to get like bootleg CDs.
Yeah. The old mix days.
Yeah, like underground DJ mix and stuff like that. That's where we would go to get our music from the Route 18 market to have it
Yeah.
just themed nerd culture. It sounds like
Yeah, this is completely all nerd culture. There's no, like I said, there's no one selling like, you know, potted plants or anything like that, or their crocheted, you know, doilies or anything like that. It's all, everything's nerd culture. And like I said, and it's well, okay, so like when you go in, it's set up like a con. So there's rows and rows and rows of just booths and booths and booths. So when you go in like to the far end, it starts like there's like anime as you go up and down the aisles, and then it's like sports memorabilia and sports culture stuff, and then then you get into a section where it goes into like more like video games. There's a whole back end at the very tail end of the place that's all the like the Yu-Gi-Oh, all the card games, what's the Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, stuff like that. And then, like I said, then they have, yeah, no doilies. Thank you. Then they have, and then the rest of the aisles are just, there's a bunch of aisles that have like nothing, like they have the guys that have the big booths with all the Pops figures and stuff like that. And then the rest of it's just action figures, and then a couple rows of like comic books and whatnot. But like I said, for the most part, I'd say like 60 to 75% of the entire show is all action figures. It's just all, everything you could think of. Like I said, from Transformers to G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Mythic Legions. Now they have a couple of vendors, a couple of the guys, Big Head Studios that was at the con with us. They're one of the vendors there, and I know those guys. They're actually one of the approved retailers for Four Horsemen Studios, and they actually sell Mythic Legions products at their booth inside of Frankensons now. They're the first one that actually did it.
Okay. I wonder if that was because I had noticed one of my questions was going to be, is there a Legion's presence at Frankensons? And Brick something had said something about like there was, that he remembered there being a vendor that carried Legions at Frankensons.
Yeah. They just barely started. Like right when I think the first sign of Legions there was when the AS4 or AS5 wave started releasing, and they started carrying a couple of figs inside their booths, and that was the first time I've ever since I've been part of Legions that I've ever seen those inside of Frankensons. I was really surprised because, like I said, if it's collectible, it's in Frankensons. So there's no searching anywhere. You just go there and you find it. You know what I mean? But Legions I had not seen until that point. So it's kind of nice to see them in there now.
Well, I would imagine that this has got to be something that's already crossed your mind. It sort of sounds like, without knowing anything else, this might be a perfect spot for a street team situation.
Yeah.
Unless you need to be a little bit more long term to be there. I'm not really sure.
I'm actually looking at it right now, and actually in talks with Frank to find out if possibly we can do something like that, to set up something where we set up a couple tables and like a street team scene down there. Because like I said, that place on any given day, I mean, you're the foot traffic through there, you're talking anywhere to 4,000 to 6,000 people in a weekend. You know what I mean? And that's every weekend consistently. So it's a huge crowd. I mean, before the doors open, they open the doors at like Saturdays and Sundays. They open at like 9 a.m. Before the doors open on Saturdays and Sundays, there's usually about 1,200 people already in line to get in.
Damn.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. And that's been going on for 30 years.
So,
and they still all that big of a crowd.
Oh, no, you go ahead. So if they do get a street team and they do have Legion's presence, so would it just be the figures, or would you also bring like some of your customs to sell too?
No, I would just do the thing just strictly for the Legions. I like to, I think it's kind of one of those things, like for all of us, it's kind of the kind of earning the right to show a presence and show your talents at Legion's Con. So I save that for that special moment, because to me it's such a, I'm so humbled to be part of that community and to be offered the opportunity to display my talents at Legion's Con. So I kind of save that for that. That's why I don't tend to try to like sell my customs like on the Cabal or
Yeah.
I don't have like an Etsy store, you know what I mean? And like I save that for that special moment because I want to save all of that, magic for the people that come to that show and for myself and from all of my other friends and artists and guys like you that actually come to the show to say, hey,
Yeah.
man, this is what I've saved for you guys and this is what I want you guys to see. But yeah,
Especially because
it would just definitely be strictly just Legions. I would just strictly be focused on getting kind of like the Legions brand out there. That would be my focus for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one of the focuses of the street team stuff. But talking about your work, man, I loved your table at Legion's
Thank you.
Con, and
Thank you,
I don't know
brother.
what
Thank
you have in particular. And I know I knew what the answer was going to be, but I asked you anyway if they were for sale. But that little Ice Goblin clan or the
Oh,
Winter
yeah,
Goblin
yeah.
crew, like
Yeah. And all credit to that. All credit to that idea goes to Jeremy, man, because I mean, from the very beginning, when I decided to get into customizing, I spent weeks on end combing through the customs and recipes through Jeremy's old what was his pumpkin head website that he had where he had all his customs. Man, I was just drowning in knowledge in that and just picking apart different recipes and I want to make that one and I want to make this one. And every time he added something new to the website, it was just a plethora of great information and learning and knowledge for myself. So yeah, that was his recipe. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own clam too. And I just started gathering parts and putting them together. And yeah, I love that little team, man. It's cool.
that was one of my favorite sites. One of my favorite sites from Legion's Con was the Goblin Clan there. But I loved all that stuff there, and then doing the same alleyway there with Wolf King and those guys.
Yeah.
And Von Berg Studios was, I think, the next table or two tables down or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just messing around. I was messing around with the Von Berg. That's his con exclusive, the little pumpkin head guy that he made.
I missed out on that.
Yeah, that was cool. And I freaking loved it, man. I was like, yeah, I missed out on the one he did last year, which was the turkey head he did. But yeah, this one and being that he was right next to me, I'm like, give me one of those, dude. I'm like, I gotta get one. So I made sure I didn't miss out this year. So yeah. Like I said, being around.
Dude, he told me, and I still missed out. He was like, "Oh, I got the exclusive. You got to get over it." I was like, "All right."
Yeah, but dude, I mean, there was so much, dude. It was like I said, there was a lot of people that I was, reminding myself, go to that person's table and see the things that they brought. And literally, like I said, I went to 50 different tables and bought, dude, thousands of dollars worth of shit that weekend. And still I came home and go, oh damn, I forgot to go to so-and-so's table. Or I see people like, oh, I got this, con exclusive. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I totally forgot to get that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
yeah, I was talking about it last week with Ryan. I was like, the number one mistake that I made was to treat it, even though I was at Legion's Con last year, there's a different story this year. It was on a different level.
Yeah.
Give me, and I'm sorry guys. I am going to have to hop off in a couple minutes.
No worries, man.
All right.
My biggest mistake was treating it like a regular con in that just getting the lay of the land a few times.
Yeah.
And by the end of the first day, I had missed out on almost all of like Nikki's stuff.
Tables
that like stuff that I loved when I saw it, I should have just bought it right away because it was gone by the end.
Her stuff went so fast, dude. It was ridiculous, like neck break speed, bro. Like unbelievable. But kudos to her, man. She deserved it. She's such a great artist, and I mean, it was no surprise to me how fast her stuff sold. But yeah, it was like if you weren't like Johnny on the spot at her table, it was all gone, man. Like within the first couple hours of the show. It was crazy.
Hey, Amber.
Hi, Amber. Oh, right here. Look, see this. See, I'm really getting the lay of the land of this stuff now. But yeah. So that's why this was my, if not my favorite, one of my favorite takeaways was this Rich Kai's custom. plus I also because I thought I almost missed out on him too. So when I
Yeah.
found out that I didn't miss out on him, I was pumped.
Yeah, that's a great score, man. I mean, anything from Rich Kai's table, bro. I mean, I couldn't believe that he was actually selling his stuff. And I mean, he pretty much sold everything he had. I was like, "What? Like you're actually selling your customs?" He's like, "Yeah, man." And they were going like freaking wildfire at that table. I
Yeah,
mean, he just sold everything.
I was so sad when I thought that one might be gone, but
Yeah.
I'm happy I at least got one.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, I've tortured my family enough. They've been very great about giving me time to do my thing. So happy to talk to you guys, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do this as often as we can, every Saturday if we can. I like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
concept of
Definitely.
Saturday Day Live.
Definitely. Hey, can me and Ryan stay on, or you kind of have control of it, or no?
I have control of it, but I'll tell you what I can do is that I can shut my camera down. Unless Ryan, if you have to go, that's fine too. But I think I can
Well,
probably.
it's up to you. It's up to you, Ryan. Like I said, I just got here, so I had nothing better to do.
Yeah, I gotta go too. But
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
when if you can next time, why don't you jump on with us since we didn't really have like that much time with you?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I was on the road and I was checking Facebook while I was on there. I'm like, oh shit, these guys are live. I'm gonna freaking hurry up and get home, and But yeah. Anytime you guys are on, like I said, I'm always willing to jump on and just shoot the shit and just do this with you guys. So for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for hopping on, Ryan. Any last words, my man?
I'm gonna do it every single time. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and hanging out and just listen to us ramble and nerd out, dude.
Yeah. It's all good, man, for sure. Thanks
How
for
about
having me, guys, for sure, man.
Thanks for jumping on, man. It's been
Yeah.
great sharing a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Next time we'll get you on a little bit longer for the whole thing if you want to, as much as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see everybody
Absolutely.
next week.
All right, my dudes. I'll see you guys later, man. You guys have a great
Take it
day.
easy.
All right.
Later, guys.